We have top 10 most anticipated video games of 2026. 2026 Chronicles. This is on Men's Journal. So it's a journal for men's. Yeah, for all the men's out there, this is a journal for you. And yeah, this is anticipated. What's this? Key points: 2026 features highly anticipated games, Marvel's Wolverine. Well, don't spoil the list already. From indie smash hits to like Claire Obscura, Suspicion 33, Hollow Knight, Silk Song, QJ releases like Don't Have Bonanza, Ghost of Neil's Eye, seems had the best deal very recent memory. Now the dudes test the jam packed year to be. Number 10, Marvel's Wolverine. Wolverine has been confirmed to be in development for years, and just earlier in 2025, we finally got a first look at gameplay. The title is being developed by Marvel's Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2 developer Insomniac. The first Spider-Man was good, the second was not, so... This game's as a PlayStation 5 exclusive. What? Stop it. PlayStation 5 exclusive title, at least until almost an inevitable PC port, of course. Of course, everything has to go to PC. With Insomniac Games' solid track record for superhero game, I wouldn't call it solid. They make some. They had some good ones. They had some bad ones. I wouldn't say solid. So I would say this is more like a coin toss. For superhero games and the beloved Ratchet & Clank series, again, that was more of a coin toss series. Wolverine is likely in great hands, more like a coin toss hands. Marvel's Wolverine is slated for late 2026 release for PlayStation 5, if you have one. Because are these still rare, or has everybody got one now? Huh. Number 9, Pragmata. Developed by renowned Resident Evil and Devil May Cry developer Capcom. Didn't they like go under or like change or something, or was that Konami? Like they went back to doing like Plinko machines. Maybe that was Konami. Capcom. Pragmata is an action-adventure sci-fi game in which players control a pair of characters. Spacefarer Hugh and Android Diana. How many games like that do we have already? Like, is that going to be a new thing now? Like, well, we got like the It Takes Two, the Split Fiction, the other one about the cop and robber game. There's like so many of these now. So this is going to be like a thing. And also with like Little Nightmares 3. Like what? They think people have friends nowadays? Alright. Featuring third-person shooting and puzzle mechanics, players must guide Hugh and Diana on their quest to return to Earth. A free demo for Pragmata is available now on Steam. If players want to try the game out, Pragmata release on April 24, 2026 for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series A, PC, Nintendo Switch 2. There you go. Number 8, Avatar Legends, the fighting game. Ooh, but which Avatar? Is it like the Karate Avatar, or the Blue Man Group Avatar? Avatar Legends, the fighting game, is a 2D fighting game based on the popular Nickelodeon series Avatar: The Last Airbender. Oh, okay, so the karate one. Featuring fan-favorite characters such as Aang, Zuko, Toph, Katara, Azula, and several more. The game is set to make its mark on the fighting game scene sometime in 2026. Way to strike while the iron is hot for the Avatar universe. Or not universe. For like the yeah. Or are we now getting into the what is it? The nostalgia era for Avatar. Has it been 20 years already? The game recently had a closed alpha test and showed the game as a serious fighting game, full of long combos, movement options, and mechanical depth. Avatar Legends, the fighting game working title, is scheduled for release sometime in 2026. So, yeah, kind of weird to call it like Avatar, the fighting game. So I assume that title is going to change. So yeah, but there you go. Somewhere in 2026. Number 7. Marvel Token, Fighting Souls. 2026 appears to be a big year for fighting games, as yet another big IP is setting turn into a fighter. Marvel Token, Fighting Souls. I never heard of Marvel Token. Is a... Wasn't that changed? I should don't make that joke. Is a 4v4 team-based game in which players can make their own teams of iconic Marvel characters like Spider-Man, Storm, Oh. So it is like a Marvel, not like not like Marvel Token was like some kind of, I don't know, its own thing, but no, it's like its actual Marvel, like Disney Marvel. There. So Storm, Ghost Rider, several others, and fighting players online or offline. Alright. So what did Marvel Rivals taking its downturn? So they need to do like another mobile fighting game thing. My throat. The game's being developed by Arc System Works, best known for Guilty Gear series, Dragon Ball Z fighter game, Marvel Token has 2 closed betas so far, but despite that, the game does not have specific changes for release of the game is starting to feel I don't know, you're kind of putting me to sleep so far, so. Let's see, The Legend of Heroes, Trials Beyond the Horizon. I've never heard of this. Latest entry in a long-range JRPG, I'm already bored. Series is finally coming back to North America in just a few weeks. 2025 saw the release of Trials of Daybreak 2 and Trials of Sky First Chapter, the latter of which are a remake of the very first Trials game. Oh, good for it. Number 5, Duskblood. So is there nothing on here that I've heard of? This is supposed to be the anticipated games of 2026. Like, so far, there's like a whole load of... Well... Nah, yeah, it's kind of nothing. I'm going to say nothing. It's a whole load of nothing. Like, it's just that there's... What? Who is anticipating these? So maybe the Avatar game. Maybe. Other than that, like, this... has anyone heard of these? From Software's next big game, the Duskbloods, a PvP PvE multiplayer game exclusively for Nintendo Switch 2. Fans of Elden Ring, Dark Souls, and Bloodborne will likely be interested in checking this game out as it begins, directed by Dark Souls and Elden Ring director Hidetaka Miyazaki. Okay. Alright, so it's a Blood Souls like game then. So okay, I can see someone anticipating it because those are very popular. The Duskbloods is scheduled for release sometime in 2026, exclusively for Nintendo Switch 2. Alright. Number 4, 007 First Light. Okay, that's one that I have heard of. 007 First Light is being created by Iowa. Oh, hold on. Maybe I have to end early today. Whatever. First Light, developer behind Hitman series, the game is set featured the youngest James Bond ever portrayed in media, with a 26-year-old Bond attempting to earn his 00 status. Bond is being portrayed by Patrick Gibson. Was he like a commander in the British Navy, like before he became a spy? Like, you're not going to be a commander at 26 years old. But now he becomes a spy at 26. Yeah, nah. I think that's just like an excuse to get like the hip new Zoomer in there. to be the main character for the Zoomer audience. Not even the millennial audience anymore, because the millennials are now the boomers. So now it's the Zoomers. But eventually, it'll be the Zoomers' turn to be the boomers. And then what are you going to do? What am I talking about? The 7 First Light suffered a recent delay, with IO Interactive citing a need for more time for polishing the game before release. Hopefully the game's delay is well worth it when 007 First Light releases on May 27th for 2026 for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, PC, Nintendo Switch 2. Yeah, they say for polishing, but I don't think... I don't know. Most games today come out very unpolished, even though they supposedly have been polished. Or I don't know, maybe this... Maybe they really are polishing it. Maybe it will be... Well, I hope so. I hope it'll be, like, bug-free and playable. Because you know what? They don't do that anymore, usually. Nowadays, like, all the AAAs, they just sort of slap something together and throw it out there and patch it up later on the fly. While they make money with the loot boxes and microtransactions and all that. So, I don't know, maybe they are going to, maybe they're going to polish it up as best they can. You know what? Fine. You know what? I'll give it that. I'll give him like a little thumbs up for the polishing rather than just throwing it out and making whatever money they can. I hope they're not going to have microtransactions and stuff like that on there. I hope that's not what they're actually doing. That they're sort of crowbarring in a storefront with microtransactions and all that stuff. And number 3, Phantom Blade 0. It's another JRPG, isn't it? Phantom Blade 0 is an actual action role-playing game featuring skill trees, a semi-open world, and multiple endings. Players will control Soul, an assassin, in high-speed combat. With the possible oversaturation of Souls-like, it seems to be action fans may be... Oh, I think I heard of this. There's no pictures associated with these names, but I think I saw this like maybe at the not the E3 or the Game Awards. No, a while back there was like a samurai guy who was like fighting these ghost guys, and that looked pretty cool. With the possibility of also Souls-like games, traditional action games in some vein as Devil May Cry and Ninja Gaiden. Yeah, I think that's what I'm thinking of. Phantom Blade 0 is set for release September 9th, 2026, exclusively for PlayStation 5, and eventually PC. Alright, number 2, Resident Evil Requiem. So the Resident Evil is going to a Requiem. Resident Evil Requiem wasn't it a movie? Wasn't one of the Resident Evil movies called Requiem? Yeah, probably. It's one of those buzzwords for sequels, like the Rise of, or yeah. Resident Evil next mainline installment in the long-running survival horror franchise, featuring dual protagonists: newcomer Grace Ashcroft, daughter of re-outbreaks Alyssa Ashcroft, and fan favorite Leon Kennedy, with his iconic hat. The game will feature a mix of horror and intense action. A recent developer interview with the game's producer, Masato Kumazawa, revealed there are multiple meanings behind the word Requiem. No, there's only one. The word only has one meaning. In the game's title, as well as the recommendation to play Grace's sections in first person and Leon's sections in third person. Okay, and that's goodbye. With the entire game built around 2 different camera perspectives and the 30th anniversary of Resident Evil series looming, Resident Evil Requiem may prove itself to be one of the most ambitious horror games ever made. Resident Evil Requiem will release February 27, 2026, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and Nintendo Switch 2. There you go. So look for that, Resident Evil fans. A Requiem for the Resident Evil. And of course, number 1, I think, is to no one's surprises, Grand Theft Auto 6. Most anticipated for 2026, and will be the most anticipated for 2027, and possibly 2028. Grand Theft Auto 6 may be one of the most anticipated pieces of media in history, featuring dual protagonists and romantic couple Jason and Lucia in the leading roles. The game is returning to Vice City, which is based on the real-life city of Miami, Florida. GTA 6 was recently delayed yet again, but with the game's trailer being the most viewed in history on YouTube, the excitement for the game is astronomically high. Grand Theft Auto 6, assuming it does not get delayed again, will be released on November 19th, 2026 for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S, PC version. A PC version has not yet been confirmed. Ooh, that's interesting. So usually they come to PC eventually. And so there you go. That's 10 most anticipated video games. What is your most anticipated video game? Comment below. I don't know. Let's see. What am I excited for? Maybe Grand Theft Auto 6. I'm not really a Resident Evil guy. Not really a James Bond guy. Not a Blood Souls guy. Legendary Heroes, never heard of it. Token Fighter, working title, Avatar, never heard of that, never heard of them. I'm not really anticipating anything. I guess at best the Grand Theft Auto 6. So I guess that I'm excited for. Well, I wouldn't say excited because I don't think I'm gonna play it, or at least not really. Not unless it like comes to Steam and is on discount, then maybe I'd buy it at a decent discount. Maybe I'd buy it, or if it's like free on Epic Games or something. And yeah, well, there you go.